Hey, how you doing? This is Pastor Douglas Shepherd, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. I want to share a couple of prophetic words that God has given me over the last 8 years. And so what I'm going to do is just every day or every few days, I'm going to throw out another one and just say, this is what God showed me, and I hope it brings you hope. 8 years ago, I was really wanting to go and see the revival that was going on at Bethel Church in Redding, California. My wife is awesome. She knew that. And so she began to pray that God would make a way for me to go, because I really, at that time, could not afford to buy plane tickets and go stay and do the whole thing. And so out of the blue, without anybody knowing this, my friend calls me and he says, we're going to Redding Church and I'm buying the tickets. It's all going to be great. I'll pay for everything. We're going to go and we're going to see what God is doing there. So, well, yes. So we hop on a plane. We fly out there. They have a Friday night service, and we get there Friday morning to these people that went to the church. We're staying at their house, renting a room. And we tell them, yeah, we flew all the way out here. We're going to the Friday night service. It's going to be awesome. And they're like, bad news. There's a conference going on, prophetic conference, and it's sold out. Like, there's no way you're getting in, no way you can get tickets. And we're just all like, oh. But miraculously, they said, you know what? We already went to the night before. You can have our tickets. So we got to go to this conference without even knowing it was going on or purchasing tickets, and it was already sold out. So that was amazing. So we get in there, and I'm telling you, like, the presence of God was the thickest I've ever felt. Like, it felt like a piece of heaven, you know? So, like, I began to worship God with all of my heart, and the strangest thing happened to me. A water drop falls and hits me on the shoulder. Now, we're not outside. We're in a building with a roof, and this raindrop hits me on the shoulder, and God just says to me, that was a raindrop. Now, I said, no, God. I look up at the roof, and I said, that's not a raindrop. There's a nice, wonderful ceiling here, and that was not a raindrop. You know, and I start to tell him, it's probably like condensation. There's an air vent up there. I'm sure a drop of water fell out of the air vent and landed on my shoulder. And God says, same thing. That was a raindrop. And again, I began to argue with God and tell him why it could not be a raindrop and why that was not possible. But the third time when he said it very sternly. Like, that was a raindrop. So I said, ho, hey, you know what? I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to accept that it's a raindrop. I think it's really weird. I didn't even know things like this happened, but that's fine. It's a raindrop. So I proceeded to worship God. I forgot about the whole thing, and I just moved into like giving Jesus all my praise. So the speaker comes up and he talks, he finishes. When he's done talking, he says, I'm going to have my friend come up and play you guys a prophetic song that he's heard Jesus sing in his bedroom the other night. And I thought, that's kind of strange, right? Because I never experienced things like this in my life. And so I'm like, okay, interesting. So this guy gets up there, and I can't sing, so I won't sing it to you. But he says, the rain is coming. The rain is coming. The billion-soul harvest is coming. And he sings it over and over again. And it was like this light bulb moment where it was like, oh, raindrop on my shoulder, And it was like, I get it, God. You did that to let me know that what this guy said, I probably wouldn't have believed because I just wasn't there yet. But to believe that what he said was from you. And I didn't know this, but this is a word that had been around. But it was like God let me in on this secret to know that there's a billion-soul harvest coming on the earth. And so despite what you see in the world, despite how things look, I want you to just have hope in the fact that there is another great awakening coming, and there is a billion-soul harvest coming. And I don't know about you, but I want to be a part of it. I want you to start praying for it and look forward to God has a plan to do great things on the earth. So I hope you're encouraged today. Have a great and wonderful day.